Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Auni binti Rosli. Matric number 1181505. The research topic that I do is riba ban on usury in business and trading based on Quran. Based on 20 literature that I review, it can conclude that a study show usury is illegal. In some studies show different opinion about the ban on business that is the different on usury that occur on debt deep called riba nasi'ah and riba that occur on sale and package, namely riba nasa'i and riba al-faid. Although usury in the Quran and Hadith is strictly condemned as haram, but because it is not given clear boundaries, so that this gives to diversity interpretation of usury. Here, my problem statement for this topic is firstly, the biggest problem is usury Muslim cannot run away from usury because the world economic system is dominated by non-Muslim. Thus, usury, which was originally known as interest, was changed the term to interest, and it in turn was considered permissible. Although there is opposition from a group of scholars, but the understanding of it. Secondly, this study proposed to explore from an Islamic perspective several possibilities for a solution based on Quran. The research also strives for a complete technique, which these consequences for future study, accomplish life objective and business justice, and guaranteeing that everyone, regardless of background, may live a happy life based on Islamic principle. In action, for future study, ensure that each individual is able to live a fair life without being tied to the element of usury that bring harm to the future. Therefore, from this study, it is also hope that the solution path will lead to the best path and way to improve the situation for a person to make a living in business and trade. Next, there are three research objectives for this topic. Firstly, to define a reason for the ban on usury in business and trading. Secondly, to elaborate the reason for the prohibition of usury on business and trade. Thirdly, to identify the best solution to avoid usury in business and trade based on Quran. Next, for research question, they also have three. Firstly, what is the reason of usury on business and trading? Secondly, what is the effect of usury on the relationship between the trader and buyers? Secondly, what is the best solution to solve usury problem in business and trading based on Quran? The research method design that I use is qualitative method. For objective case study is to define a reason for the ban on usury in business and trading. Secondly, to elaborate the reason for the prohibition of usury. Thirdly, to identify the best solution to avoid usury in business and trade based on Quran. A sample is state the reason by giving certain verses that convey about usury in the Quran. The first revelation is from Surah Ar-Rum, and second revelation is from Surah An-Nisa. Third revelation from Surah Al-Imran, and lastly revelation from Surah Al-Baqarah. After that, the method of data collection is document analysis to locate data based on writing and written document when gathering the data. For the research instrument, the tool the researcher utilize when performing the study. The research instrument is the foundation for getting the data that the researcher require in order to achieve the study goal. For the data analysis, I use a thematic analysis was employed as a method. Now, the researcher use a qualitative study by the thematic analysis. And lastly, tool of analysis is conducted manually by me. Shukran.